Hello my friends and welcome. This is the latest update from Ukraine. Let's zoom in to the Bakhmut area because Ukrainian army takes more ground. We took it near to Klishivka. As you can see, we have this vector of the Ukrainian attack towards the small village, but this village is very important. Basically, it is the milestone to achieve the control over the southern part of the Bakhmut area, including Opitne. But as you can see, there is some of the elevation near to Klishivka, two of the hills that now are securing the positions of the Russian forces. Plus, there are some woods and even the natural obstacle, the river and the lake, that creates some sort of the defense line for the Russian Federation. Nevertheless, Ukrainian army continued to move forward, and let's go to the timeline as usual. So it was yesterday and it is today. Since the Ukrainian army had crossed this water channel, there is the open opportunity for the 3rd Assault Brigade to take Klishivka under control in the nearby future. Here we are speaking about 2 weeks. If we move southbound from Klishivka, there is Kurdimivka village and there is the new update, the clarification of the front line. It was done for the safety purpose of our soldiers that are fighting on that place. Updated the front line west of Kurdimivka due to a delay for safety. Usually the deep state map resource has the delay for around 2 days just to make sure that we are not giving the important information for our enemy side, because they also use this resource. Still, from what I can see, the Bakhmut city is far to be encircled or half encircled. Still, Russia has 2 of the big humps on the northwest part and on the southwest part. However, Ukraine was able to liberate all of those territories, which is quite a lot and even more than the Bakhmut city itself. The Russian army without the Wagner backup is unable to move forward in that region. That means that they will move back or pull back little by little, day by day. My friends, before we continue with the other parts of the front lines, let me shout out the sponsor of my video and also the partner of my channel, the Atlas VPN. If you haven't got their best deal ever, I'm very surprised about you, because now you can get the Atlas VPN Premium for just $170 per month plus 6 months for free. It is the best offer on the market right now from all of the premium VPN services. And just recently, then I was sitting in a local cafe using the public Wi-Fi, I got the warning from Atlas VPN that someone tries to reach my YouTube channel and Google account. That is why I changed the password and immediately disconnected from that network. That security monitoring is not available for many VPNs, and luckily Atlas VPN got it. You may hear that English is not my native language, so I constantly studied. How I study? I just basically watch the Netflix series, and some of them are not available in my country. That is why I switch on the Atlas VPN to watch my favorite series. With Atlas VPN, you simply don't have any limits or any kind of restrictions. And now, my friends, please check out my personal link in the video description just below, where you may get the Atlas VPN Premium for just $170 per month, 6 months for free. It is the best deal ever for premium VPNs. The deal was created especially for my followers, and also it is time limited, so hurry up to join the club. Alright, now let's go for the Cliffhanger Situation for our guys who crossed the Dnieper River in Antonivka. Antonovsky Bridge was destroyed a long time ago, and our forces, Ukrainian guys, landed on this part of the shore. The controlled area still is around like that. Unfortunately, our guys are unable to move forward with the resources and backup they have. Russia continued to use aviation against the Ukrainian forces plus artillery systems. The area itself is small and could be targeted by Russian side very precisely. Unfortunately, they destroyed the part of the construction of the bridge that was used as the shelter for our guys. I hope that our guys moved from the place on time. Today I was monitoring the enemy side, and some of the Russian Telegram channels stated that Ukraine hasn't severe losses because of the Russian recent attacks. They used Iskander ballistic missiles. Plus, according to their information, Ukraine continued to send more reinforcements to that area. I hope we will have enough forces just to push to the south and try to get Aleshki under control. Aleshki is the closest village or the small town, which is still around 3.7 kilometers away from the Dnieper River. That is not a lot, but for now our guys are unable to land the heavy vehicles across the Dnieper River, so just infantry is based over here. I just hope that this landing operation was well planned and it's not just the waste of lives of our soldiers in attempt to get just some sort of the land for nothing. No, we need to use this land to gather resources and to move forward. In that case it was it, in other case it's better not even to land on the other shore. There were numerous reports from the Russian shells that Ukraine tries to attack from many of the directions, including Orikhiv, Velika Novosilka, Vuhledar and Marinka, but still on the military map we don't see any sort of the movement from Ukrainian side. Neither there is the movement from the Russian side, so everything is more or less standstill on the southern front line. So here just some of the update information about the clarification of who is controlling the territory in this area. That's it. Today we have the news that Russia sent more reinforcements to Zaporizhia, to Melitopol. They continue to use the Kerch Bridge as their main supply line to send the troops faster. Recently the Chongar Bridge was significantly damaged, but Russians were able to repair it, unfortunately. At the same time, today there were the strikes reported in Melitopol, in Berdyansk, again in Luhansk, so Ukraine continued to target the Russian supply lines. The question is why there is the only one Storm Shadow missile was used to target the Chongar Bridge. Probably it was done just to check if the bridge may sustain this damage, and bridge was more or less easy repaired. I'm sure that Ukraine doesn't have lots of the Storm Shadow cruise missiles, plus we don't have enough planes to carry them and to launch the massive attack on a single target. That's why I think that Ukraine decided to postpone the decision to cut the Chongar Bridge for the Russian forces. Maybe we're gonna use the other long-range missiles. In general, what can I say about the Ukrainian counterattack? It is going slower than expected. President Zelensky admitted it. And based on the Russian defense lines that sometimes are built according to the book, unfortunately, Ukraine will not be able to gain all of the territory of the southern part without using the Western-made aviation. It is just impossible to achieve the goal of this operation, for example, to take Melitopol under control with all of those defense lines and without aviation. Well, we have the Soviet-made airplanes, but those are not enough for successful mission, plus they are very outdated compared to the Russian planes like Su-35 that has the most powerful radar from all of the fighter jets in the world, so they may locate and target our airplanes being very far away. I expect that at the end of this year we're gonna start to receive them, but next it's gonna be winter time, summer again, and that summer could be successful for Ukraine. Well, actually we may go all in right now using our ground forces only, but that is not okay for Ukrainian losses. You see, our country has much less population compared to the Russian Federation. That is why less resources. On the other hand, Russia has aviation, they have superiority in ammunition still, so the fight will be just unequal. Yes, we have the Western-made vehicles, Western-made tanks, but those tanks should work with aviation support. Without it, I don't think that Ukraine may move forward during this summer, unfortunately. But who knows, maybe with the long-range missiles we may target the Russian supplies further away, the Russian airports as well, command centers. In that case, the ground operation might be successful. But for that we also need lots of the long-range missiles, lots of the ATACMS and Storm Shadow. What worries me is the escalation around the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. For now it is ongoing just in the information field. Today President Zelensky said that Russia is fully technically ready to conduct the attack on Zaporizhia nuclear power plant using the mines that they placed on the territory of the power plant. Today there was the information shared that so-called nuclear sniffer airplane landed in Europe. The airplane is basically the modernized version of Boeing 707. It is VC-135 Constant Phoenix military airplane that may take the analysis of the atmosphere to find the excessive amount of radiation and not only in the place where it will fly. This airplane was modified for a particular job to test the atmosphere air and conduct surveillance over the areas with nuclear exercises. Actually, that also worries me a lot, so probably our allies know something. Today, President Zelensky conducted a special meeting around the situation on the front lines, plus they discussed the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. From what I understood, there are some special drills ongoing in Zaporizhia Oblast, Ukrainian-controlled territory, to eliminate the risks of the possible disaster. Plus, maybe there would be evacuation of some of the villages and cities which are located close to the power plant. Well, it really depends on the situation, but the information about the possible evacuation start to come. There was some information shared about the Kadyrov's sickness, that he cannot talk, that he is now in the hospital in a terrible state. Well, I don't think that it is real. We don't need to trust it. For now, at least. There were some of the reports before that Lukashenko is in a critical state, that Putin is in a critical state, but apparently it was just hoax. The same is, I think, happened here. I just checked Kadyrov's Telegram channel and he posted today at 21:22, 2 hours ago. But again, it wasn't his face, just some of the information about the special military operation. By the way, his channel is very popular, 3 million subscribers, and we have just 200,000 on Telegram. So my friends, please subscribe for me on the Telegram channel. I use it as my backup resource, plus I post there regularly. Today I created around 15 or maybe 20 posts about the situation in Ukraine, and not only. We have the comment section there as well, so you may react, you may comment, you may post pictures. It's very useful compared to many of the platforms. That's why I'm using Telegram. Plus, the censorship on Telegram almost doesn't exist, and that was the reason #1 why I chose that platform. Prigozhin again flown to Minsk, Belarus from St. Petersburg. So I told you before that he visited Moscow. From Moscow he went to St. Petersburg, and today he went from St. Petersburg to Belarus. About the Wagner military camp in Belarus, for now it is able to accommodate around 9,000 soldiers. In the future there will be 2 more camps like that built in Belarus. So we estimate that Wagner may have around 25,000–27,000 soldiers in Belarus. They also continue to hire many more people into their army. Their local branches in Russia haven't been closed. But the main one, the Wagner Center in St. Petersburg, was closed today. Meanwhile, Russia sends their best fighter jets like Sukhoi Su-35 to Uganda. That's how the fighter jet looks like in Uganda Air Force. It is a very expensive fighter jet, so for Russia, as you can see, war or no war, the Russian military officials want money. It's actually good for us that they continue to supply those to other countries. They are unable to produce the new fighter jets for a long run because there are many of the spare parts that are made in Western countries. For now, they continue to use the spare parts that they were able to accumulate before. So production will not last for a long time. So this airplane has the most powerful radar from all of the fighter jets in the world. Yes, F-35 has less powerful radar, but it has the different structure that compensates less power. But will not have the F-35s, and in that case F-16s would be spotted before they would be able to spot the Russian planes as Su-35. But F-16s are much better compared to the old MiG-29s. This is the Leopard tank of Ukrainian armed forces, and here you can see the Contact 1 armor. It isn't standard and was done by Ukrainian technicians. The Contact 1 is quite useless against the modern-day tank shells. Also, it will not save against the direct hit by artillery shell. So why do we need it? Mainly against the Russian Lancet drones and FPV drones that may carry the RPG shell. For that purpose, this protection is superb. Russia again recorded the absolute cringe they want. Their goal actually is to target the Washington with Sarmat nuclear missile. So there's the clip, we may watch it. So there's the Russian UAZ that costs a lot, and actually it's the shittiest car in the world. They have the rocket on top, it says now Washington, which means to target Washington, and lots of the Russian people who are following the car like zombies. Just look at those intellectual eyes. This woman was just shaking like some of the Satan took her body, and it's so cringy. What is they put the geographical coordinates, there goes what. Okay, they launched the rocket with enter button on very old PC. The United States, okay, they're working on the name, and that's it. That is what you do basically, and you clean after. Okay, what else do you have? Okay, you have cheese, mate. And what is this? The game over sign with the lowest possible quality CGI. Oh dear, you have so many people in the group and you came out with this bullshit and cringe. The propaganda doesn't work like that. You need to be constructive, to come out with some idea, to show some unique content. Otherwise people would just laugh at you. That's what we do here. Here I want to say that it's not just a Putin, as you can see. They have this mindset to launch the rocket somewhere. They do not think about the circumstances. They don't think even that they'll have the response. As I wrote in my Telegram group, those have two dreams. One, to destroy the United States. The second one, to get a green card. I'm 100% sure that if you take someone personally, him or her, from this crowd, put aside and tell, okay, tomorrow you'll go to the United States of America, you'll have the green card, absolutely everyone would go there. But the miracle is that even in United States, living in a good country, they would still support Putin. Just a short remark about the events that are happening in some of the cities of France. There are riots, looting of the shops, even people's apartments were robbed. Just complete chaos on some of the streets. France deployed around 45,000 policemen to cope with protesters. In some of the places, protesters took control over the police weaponry. The situation is not good. I really worry about our partner, about our friend, France. President Macron today said, as for me, nonsense. He said that one of the reasons why it is happening, because the young man played the computer games a lot, which among the youngest leads to a feeling of unreality. What disappoints me here that it seems like the French government is not concentrated on real problems in society, in France itself. They start to say about some sort of the unrealistic actions. Well, it's their choice, it's their country. But I'm very sad about what is happening with beautiful France. My friends, please press the like to this video and don't forget to check the link for the Atlas VPN Premium that you may get with astonishing discount. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are and have a great time.